Hot, dry, windy conditions driving a dangerous wildfire season in our country, and certainly this morning in Newfoundland and Labrador. There are 5 wildfires out of control and burning across that province right now, 3 in Newfoundland, 1 on the outskirts of St. John's. And fire officials are warning of another troublesome day ahead. The water bombers have been out trying to put out the Thomas Pond fire. Officials also sometimes call that the Paddy's Pond fire, but it is currently burning out of control near Conception Bay South and St. John's. So, an evacuation preparedness alert has gone out for at least 13,000 people in the area. That went out after the wildfire exploded in size yesterday. Our Newfoundland news team working hard in covering all of these fires for us, and Mark Quinn is at Paddy's Pond for us live this hour. Good to see you, Mark, on all of this. Big concern as the fire grows in size. Tell us the status this hour and what it's meant for alerts in the area.
Yes, so the fire, apparently the fire didn't grow a whole lot overnight, which is good news. Like you said, it really exploded yesterday. I was actually driving down the highway and saw some smoke early in the day. We called it into the newsroom. By the time I was coming back, there were flames that were 3 stories high and smoke billowing into the air. So, at that point, we could see water bombers hitting it already. Yesterday, that fire grew to about 200 hectares. They said overnight didn't grow much more, but we can see it behind us here. I don't know if you can see that smoke behind us here. We're at Farrell's excavation, and the smoke and fire is still going, and we're seeing water bombs hitting it, and when they hit it, the flames flare up again. So it's still a very active fire. It's out of control, and as you said, in this area there are evacuation alerts. People aren't being told to evacuate yet, but they're being told to get go bags ready, take photographs of everything you own in case you need to claim insurance sometime. But everyone's getting ready, and there's a lot of tension here. Now, the area we're in right now isn't under an evacuation alert, and people are still working here, but we're not too far from the area that is under evacuation alert. So this is a very concerning area, and we spoke, CBC spoke with Mark Lawler. He's the provincial fire duty officer, and he gave us some comments about what he knows so far.
The primary concern is to try to ensure that it doesn't reach the CBS highway and cross over. So we're trying to work that fire literally into Paddy's Pond if we can. We're going to try to work the northern flank to turn the fire as best we can, and that's the goal.
Yes, so of course he's talking about the highway on the other side of us. We're near the Trans-Canada Highway, and it is closed here. Like from where we are beyond to a section further down the highway, Foxtrap line, it is closed. So that's a concern. They don't know how long it's going to be closed. Of course, we don't know where this fire is going. It's out of control. It's been a worrisome day, and there'll be more worry throughout this day, unfortunately.
And not just where you are, Mark, unfortunately. Other fires burning throughout the province. Just give us an overview of what else is happening.
Yes, absolutely. Of course, there's been a big fire called the Kingston Fire, which is on the Conception Bay north side of Conception Bay. That's about an hour and a half, 2 hours drive from here. That's caused the evacuation of many communities along that coast, and the fire is heading towards other communities they fear. Ochre Pit Cove, which is the community on the northern part of that section, has been evacuated, and there are evacuation alerts up in that area as well. That fire has sadly caused some structure damage. It's unclear how much structure damage there is, but they have confirmed, the firefighters have confirmed that there are some structures that are gone, less than a dozen that they're confirming, but it's hard to say how many. Also in Labrador, there are of course 2 other fires that are out of control. So there are 5 fires out of control in Newfoundland and Labrador, and this one behind me here is the latest one, and they're trying to keep it from growing too much more than 200 hectares.
Mark, really appreciate the reporting from you as always. Thank you very much. Mark Quinn, you call it the Paddy's Pond fire, right? Because we've been calling it Thomas Pond. Where do you fall? You're on Paddy's Pond?
Yes, that's right. I mean, people know where Paddy's Pond is. They probably don't know where Thomas Pond is. So
okay.
That gives people a good idea of where it is. And that's what we started calling it originally, because that's where we thought it had started, and that's where the evacuation order first came. So we've been calling it that, but I understand there is talk about changing the name because it may have started near Thomas Pond. But right now, to avoid confusion, I thought it'd be best to call it Paddy's Pond.
I think that's a good idea. I just want to make sure everyone knows where the danger area is. So this is the fire that's caused these evacuation alerts, Conception Bay South and Paradise. And Mark Quinn, I thank you very much. This This is the fire that is threatening the metropolitan area of the capital of Newfoundland and Labrador, and that is St. John's. The mayor is Danny Breen, and he is with me live this morning. Mayor Breen, thank you for time at a very busy point for you and your city and officials, too. So good morning.
Good morning, Heather.
You were listening to Mark's reporting. I'm wondering if you have you're privy after morning briefings to any new information to update the things that he was telling us just there.
Yeah, no, Mark summarized it very well. But these things change quickly, especially a day where we now have some pretty significant winds that are blowing. So we've opened our emergency operations center. We have people that aren't familiar with St. John's. There's 3 or 4 communities that kind of converge there. So we are anticipating that if there is an evacuation order, that we want to be able to help out those communities in accommodating people that may have to leave. And as well, the St. John's Regional Fire Department provides firefighting protection to the town of Paradise and St. John's. So they're working close with the Conception Base Health Fire Department and the Forestry Department to deal with the fire.
So that's all going on at the Emergency Operations Center. Busy hours for sure, with the weather conditions as difficult as they are and concerns about those shifting winds. This is Conception Bay South and Paradise right now under the evacuation alert. What is the likelihood, do you think, of St. John's itself being affected by all of this?
Well, just not too far from there, you will come into the Galway area and Southlands area on the west end of St. John's. So it really depends what happens. I know last night in Southlands and Galway, the smoke was very intense. So we're monitoring that on an ongoing basis, and we'll do whatever action we need to take in order to keep everybody safe and to be able to give our crews the opportunity to do their work out there. So the highway being closed is allowing them to move around better and to be able to better tackle the fire. So our focus is on the safety of the residents and taking care of them and getting the fire under control.
For sure. I was just wondering, because I was checking quickly, I couldn't find any information about this. Has this ever been a threat before? A wildfire to the capital city of St. John's, actually proper?
Not like this. We've had, we're heavily a green city. We have a lot of trees, a lot of wooded areas. So we've had fires before in woods. We had a major one in Kenmount Terrace, which is not too far away from there, closer to St. John's. That was a couple of years ago. That was dangerous at the time. But these wildfires, it's really a different thing that we're dealing with, and so we've got all our resources focused on this. And we're going to deal with it and take care of the people.
Right. We heard a little bit earlier, Mayor Breen, from your fire chief, who was saying because of the extreme heat making things even worse, doing things like spraying homes and preparing and preventing is really challenging because the water just evaporates. So you can't even really get set to the degree that you normally would. How difficult is it given the current weather conditions as well?
Well, if you look at it and go back to our winter where we had very little snow, which is unusual for us, and therefore they never had the runoff that we had, and it's been dry continuously really since then. So I don't think people have ever seen the city as dry now. If you look at the grass in the city, it's brown all over. Even with the Canada Games on here, even some of the athletes are remarking on the color of the grass and the dryness in the city. So it's something unusual for us, but it's something that our crews and our staff are trained for. And the work that they do is very important and is work that they're very good at. So we're gonna tackle this and deal with what comes our way.
You mentioned the Canada Games, and I wanted to ask you about that. Thousands of athletes discovering and experiencing your beautiful city. And we have had a lot of video and some pictures of, smoke in the backdrop for things like beach volleyball. And today we were reporting, as you'll know, Mayor Breen, some of the events have changed their venues and some have been outright postponed while the air quality issues and the smoke in the background. Are you confident those are going to be able to carry on and can carry on safely for the participants?
Well, so far, at the Canada Games Host Society and the Canada Games organization have a very robust safety plan in place and have a lot of professionals who are monitoring this and are looking at the different elements that they have to deal with moving forward. There's been some rescheduling that's taken place. And that will continue. But again, safety is the key. And we have a lot of athletes here. We have a lot of tourists in the city right now. And we're going to be keeping people as safe as we can. And we'll make whatever decisions we need to ensure that.
That's something else we'll be updating for our viewers, certainly. Just as I let you go, as a proud resident of St. John's, mayor of your beautiful community, as I keep referring to it, what is your level of concern this morning?
Well, anytime that we have a threat to the city, it's a huge concern for us. We're taking this very seriously. We also know that Newfoundlanders and Labradorians and people in St. John's, we come together when we face adversity. We've faced a lot of it over the years, and this is another piece of adversity that we'll deal with. We'll look out for each other, keep everybody safe, and let our professionals do the work that they're very good at, and we'll work our way through it, but we'll do it together.
I know you'll be in briefings through this day. We'll stay in touch, Mayor Breen, and update everyone on the latest information. I thank you for your time today.
Thank you, Heather.
That's Mayor Danny Breen in St. John's.